Lexi Thompson is one of the most dominant females in the modern era, and today we're going to analyze her golf swing to see why she's been able to be at the top of her game for such a long time. First up, we're going to look at her setup. What I see here is the armpits over the tip of the kneecaps and through the balls of the feet. The backside creates a decent amount of space between her heels or behind her heels, and the arms hang on a slight incline. I'm a big fan of Lexi's setup position here with her posture. Everything is in a very sound position. As Lexi takes the club away, what you're going to notice is the hands work inside, meaning they're working towards her right thigh. And as we stop the club at this position here, you're going to notice that the club covers the hands. This means that she has adequately hinged her wrists into a position that we would call neutral. Not to say that it's good or bad, it's just something to take note that she's on the neutral sides of things into how much her wrists hinge. As Lexi takes the club up to the top of the backswing, you're going to notice this arm structure, or where her hands are located. They are in a deep position, meaning the hands have pushed away from her body or back behind her. With all else being equal, the more your hands work behind you, the more your club path will work to the right, and therefore the more the golf ball will curve to the left. Lexi is able to create this position from increasing her hip turn. She's able to turn her belt buckle towards the camera and turn deep into that right hip, which creates this left arm across the chest. Now, taking it up to the very top of the backswing, we're going to see a very neutral club face and a very neutral wrist position. By looking at this top of the backswing position, we can figure out that Lexi has a very neutral grip. If you were someone with a weak grip and your wrist angle was in this position here, then the club face is going to be open. And if you had a strong grip with this wrist angle, your club face would be closed. So just making sure you take into account all the aspects of your golf swing when you're trying to determine what element of your swing you would like to work on in order to improve your ball flight and therefore improve your scores. As Lexi transitions into the downswing, you're going to notice that her hands are going to follow this arrow, meaning that there isn't a lot of outward motion to the hands, rather they're working straight down. Again, this is similar to what we talked about in the backswing. If the hands are working behind your body, it's more likely the path will get right and the ball will curve to the left. So in this position here, Lexi's hands are what we call deep. But as she works the club more towards the impact zone, they're going to work out late, which is going to allow her club path to sit in a position where she's able to hit functional golf shots. Now, I'm not totally sure what her club path numbers are. We would have to reference TrackMan or any other launch monitor to realize that. But had the hands not traveled outward from this position in the downswing to the hitting zone, she's going to hit big flippy hooks. But obviously that's not the case because she's one of the best players in the entire world. Now, you got to ask yourself, why have those hands worked out? Well, the more she's going to rotate those hips around to the left, the more the hands are going to want to shoot outward. And that's exactly what we see happening. From this position here to the hitting zone, the hips continue to rotate and the chest continues to rotate open. And that's why the hands are pushing outward. And that's why she's able to recover from having her hands so deep in that late downswing position. The interesting thing about Lexi that we all know and love is the stalling out to the hips. So from the point of contact with the golf ball, all the way up into this position here of the swing, the direction of where Lexi's hips are pointed hasn't moved very much. Now, the important thing as to why coaches always work on getting rid of a stall is because the more you rotate your hips, usually you're going to get more shaft lean. But Lexi is still in a position where the hips have actually rotated quite a bit. And so therefore, she's able to create the shaft lean and optimize her ball flight, which with a lot of amateurs would not happen. Their hips would be pointing more towards the golf ball still in this position here. They wouldn't have rotated very much, and they're going to present a lot of loft at impact, meaning high spinny ball flights, which is not ideal for into the wind or even just trying to create some distance. Overall, Lexi has some unique things in her golf swing, but she's able to manage it in a way that is unique to her, something that she understands. I'm a big fan of Lexi owning her golf swing, and now it's time for you to start to own your golf swing.